Joseph Duarte with the Chronicle first. Joseph, go ahead, please.
Hey, good morning, Kelvin.
Morning, Joseph.
Can you give us an update just on, I guess Tuesday you had some players return back to workouts, where that stands, and sort of kind of an inventory on how many you think you'll have for Sunday's game?
Well, we've had two practices. I'm not sure you call them practices, but we've had 6 guys. We had 6 guys at practice Tuesday and 6 guys on Wednesday. We expect to have 6 guys again today. Then we have some guys that will be taking a myocarditis test Friday, and hopefully we'll get enough back. We expect to have 8 or 9 guys that can play. That's about it on Sunday. It'll be 8 or 9, just depends. But that's we haven't played a game since December 5th. We played one game since November 29th. So I'm not. We needed to play this. We needed to play this game, but obviously it had to be played as long as all the protocols and John Houston and Dr. Lee, who's our doctor, okays everybody coming back. So, your hands are tied when it comes to who's going to be able to practice, because they have to be cleared by John and Dr. Lee. But we had 6 at practice Tuesday, Wednesday, 6 again today, and then we hope to get 2 or 3 back Friday and or Saturday, and we'll either play with 8 or 9 on Sunday.
So the 6 that have been at practice those are the guys that are being completely cleared. Those guys are good. It's just Correct. Now adding. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so we have 9. We have 9 guys right now that have not been cleared. We have 15 guys on our team. That includes 2 walk-ons.
Okay, thank you, Joseph.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Coach. We'll go to Greg Bailey with Channel 13. Greg, go ahead, please, sir.
Hey, Kelvin, just trying to understand, with what you guys have gone through here, where is your team with these practice limitations? Where are you conditioning-wise, et cetera? And if you could, I apologize for this one, but what's the benefit of getting this game on Sunday with maybe 8 or 9 guys suited up?
The benefit is just try to get some rhythm going into conference play. The guys that are healthy are healthy. There's no reason why they can't play. Most of them have already tested positive. They've gone through isolation, and they passed all the tests, and then they've had consecutive negative tests after that. So there's no reason why they can't play. They're healthy and they're ready to go. And we think we're going to have 8 or 9. If you got 8 or 9, that's enough to play a game. As far as the conditioning, the guys that have been out for 10 days, they're out of shape. As simple as that. They're just going to have to play, and it'll take a while. But that's why this year is what it is. There's nothing you can do about it. When you're isolated in your room, I don't know what you can do to stay in shape. But the only way you can get in shape playing basketball is to play basketball. And so we'll get 2 or 3 guys back. The other guys, they're not in shape either. We're just, it's a setback. We're just, we're behind the 8 ball a little bit here, having to sit out, right before conference starts. I was watching Cincinnati and South Florida last night. Memphis and Tulane, they've got their whole teams, and you can tell they haven't had any setbacks for a while. And, we're just a long way behind those teams right now.
All right. Thank you, Greg. We'll go to Matt Musil with Channel 11 in Houston here. Matt, go ahead, please, sir. Matt, you there?
Sorry about that. Hey, Kelvin, how many people in the program actually had the virus away from the contract tracing and having to isolate and things like that, but just actually had the virus?
All 15 players.
Really? And most of the coaches?
Some of the coaches.
Some of the coaches. Kelvin, what does it say what you've developed here in this program and the expectations of this program when, as you say, you really haven't played a game in a while and you just continue to be right up there in the rankings?
That means nothing. We haven't earned that. That's we've been ranked enough over the years to know that if you don't play, that means you don't lose. As soon as we lose a game, we'll drop. No big deal. If you don't lose, you're not going to drop. So that's why you don't pay any attention to it. When you lose a game, people tend to overreact and think you're not very good. It's like when you win a game, they overreact and think you're really good. You're never as good as you think you are. You're never as bad as you think you are. But the rankings for me personally, and this is an honest opinion, means nothing for me. I don't derive any kind of satisfaction from it whatsoever. We haven't been able to practice. We haven't been able to be around our kids. We haven't been able to do what we do with our culture and togetherness and the family atmosphere. That's all I've cared about. What you just mentioned, that's so far away from, we've had so many kids, our kids have been really sick. This COVID thing is real. We had 5 consecutive weeks where we had no positives. Like we had our last test, we had all negatives. The last time we test 3 times a week. So the last test we had was, what is today? Thursday. We tested Wednesday. So we had all negatives Wednesday, but we also had 5 consecutive weeks where we had all negatives. And then all of a sudden we had a couple positives and boom, it just ran through us. And so I've been more focused on getting our kids healthy and the mental part of it too. And then when you put these 18 to 22-year-old kids in a room for 10 days, that's why the ranking thing, it just doesn't register with me. I look at our schedule coming up. We've got 5 games in 15 days, and we haven't practiced in almost as a full team since December 4th, and tomorrow's December 18th. So you can see the 8 ball that we're behind. So we just got to be patient and catch up where we can. Like Caleb Mills hasn't played a game since the first half against Texas Tech on November 29th. That's the last time we saw him in a uniform. He'll be one of the ones that'll be out against Alcorn. Hopefully we'll get some more guys back for Temple, but it's going to be a while before we get our full squad back just because of the protocols. So when you're talking to me about the ranking stuff like that, that's like me sitting around thinking about buying a lottery ticket and possibly winning it. That's irrelevant.
Thanks, Kelvin.
Thank you, Matt. We'll go back to Joseph with the Chronicle. Joseph, you got another question, sir?
Kelvin, on the Sunday game, do you, in terms of positions, I mean, will that take care of itself in terms of guys available and able to actually play the way you want, so to speak, or is that just kind of you're just going to go out there and it's 5-on-5 basketball type stuff?
Well,
I mean, I hate to ask it like that, but
well, it's definitely going to be 5-on-5.
Right.
And we have to play 5. I mean, this isn't the Iowa high school girls in the 70s, is it?
Right.
No, we'll do the best we can to do the stuff we do. We're not going to change. The thing you worry about is fatigue and foul trouble because of our numbers. But we'll figure it out and have to adjust. I'm actually looking forward to seeing it. The last time that, I saw these kids in the game was November 29th. This is unprecedented, man. I mean, it's, you get up every day knowing that, the last, I was in quarantine for 7 days. we still have coaches that are in isolation. We got coaches coming out of isolation. We got players in isolation, players coming in isolation. So it's just I don't even know how to describe it. I've never seen it. I've never experienced it. You know, they asked me a while ago about being in shape. Of course, we're not in shape. You guys haven't broke a sweat in 10 days. It takes a while. So, but I've always kind of deduced this thing down to its simplest forms. Just do the best you can. Yeah, I think when you get to my point where I am in my career, I don't really worry about the other stuff. I just, first of all, I want to take care of these kids. I want to make sure they're okay. And then when we get to practice, you know, just gradually build them up. It'll take a while for us to get back to full speed, even when we get everybody back. But we'll get there when we get there.
Kelvin, if I could, on a brighter note, DeJon Jarreau got his degree today. And I know that, you know, from his time here, you've discussed kind of what he's been like as a player, as a man. But what does that mean for him specifically, and all your guys really, but for him to get that degree today?
Well, DeJon's grew up around the 9th Ward in New Orleans. Tough place. His mother's name is Renetta, and his father's name is John. So you know, when these guys show up, you guys just see him as number 13 or number 3, or he's a fixed 5 guard or whatever. You don't really know him as people. I get to know the person first. So you always think about where he came from. DeJon's come a long way. This kid came out of high school, went to UMass, sat out a year at Howard Junior College in Big Spring, Texas. DeJon's actually from the 7th Ward. Hollis Price was from the 9th Ward. I'm sorry. Hollis from the 9th Ward. DeJon's from the 7th Ward. But, you know, he's in his 3rd year here. And the fact that he's graduating, the only person in his family, that includes uncles, aunts, cousins, everybody. He graduated. That's something that he'll always be able to tell his son and his daughter, is emphasizing the importance of getting your degree. And getting a degree means more to some people than others. Some people it's an expectation. You just assume it. And then you have families where it's a unbelievable accomplishment. And that's why I feel so good about DeJon. You know, when I think back to all of our seniors, we've only had about 2 or 3 seniors in 7 years to not graduate. I can't remember the last one that did not. You know, last year it was Chris graduated. The year before, Corey graduated. Galen graduated. Breon graduated. Before that, Rob graduated. Noor graduated. Wes graduated. Devin Davis did not. I think Devin and Devontae Pollard. Dot has 2 classes, but I think that's part of our culture. Our kids know that academics is going to be emphasized. I think the parents feel comfortable with that, which is why they feel comfortable with their sons coming here to school. They know we're going to push them and develop them and get the most out of them. Number one, and number 2, they understand. Well, number 1, they know we're going to emphasize academics. They're going to be held accountable for going to class. But DeJon's a smart young man. You know, he's a very intelligent kid. Rob Gray, I think, had a 3.2 grade point averages last semester. DeJon was 3.0. I'm not sure DeJon was 3.0 the whole year last year, but I know he's over 3.0 his 2nd semester. And I think this semester he did outstanding in the classroom. But DeJon takes pride in getting good grades. And that's something he's developed and learned since he's been here.
All right, thank you, Joseph. We'll go to Andy Yanez with the Cougar. Andy, go ahead, please, sir.
Good morning, Kelvin. I'm following up on Caleb Mills. He said he won't play against Alcorn. Is that due to an ankle injury or to COVID protocols?
I'm not going to comment on that.
Okay, and a follow-up question. You said the players have to pass a physical test to be cleared. Can you talk a little bit about what they have to do before they get cleared in regards to that test?
No, I did not say they had to pass a physical test.
Not a physical, like the cardio test that they have to go through, like
No, I did not say a cardio test. I said myocardial.
Can you repeat that, please?
myocardial. It's called myocarditis, which is one of the CDC protocols for student athletes.
Can you go into what that is a little bit?
Oh, I'm a coach, man. I'm not a doctor. Now, if you call John Houston, that's more his area, not mine.
Gotcha, coach.
Does anybody else have any questions? I don't see any hands raised here in the chat. If anybody else has a question, please let me know and we can get you with Coach. Anybody else? Everybody good? Okay. Coach, thank you very much for your time. We do appreciate it.
Thanks, Kelvin.
Okay, guys, y'all be safe.